Good evening, everyone. My name is Margo Wright, and I am the founder of Yenko. We are a software platform that helps college students make sure that they are tracking, managing, and optimizing their financial aid eligibility. Our mission is to make sure that we're eliminating financial barriers to college graduation. I started the company because I saw a problem out there. Because most students are dropping out of college, about 1 million students each year, not because they are Mark Zuckerberg and going to pursue an entrepreneurship dream, or because they're going to pursue a dream playing pro basketball, but because they just simply can't afford it. And so we developed a tool to solve that problem, and I want to walk you through it today. So I want to talk about a student, she's fictional, who would come across our tool because she's someone who has student loans. We've all heard about the challenges of student loans. And so because she doesn't qualify from an income standpoint for federal grant or New York State grant, she is someone who has taken out $7,000 each year. She's in her second year of school. So she's accrued $14,000 of debt. Now comes the New York State free program, the Excelsior Scholarship, which enables students to actually go to college without paying if they're state students. However, what we found is that 2/3 of the students who applied for it didn't actually qualify. And so we want to make sure that this student actually does. So the first thing she would do would be to check her eligibility by answering a few screener questions. And so she's currently in college applying for the scholarship. And so first she selects her college. We want to make sure she's attending a state college in New York. And so she is at Hunter, which is about 40 blocks north of here on 68th Street. So she enters the college she's attending. She enters what program she's in, which is she's in a bachelor's program. And then one of the critical things for the Excelsior Scholarship that trips a lot of students up is that they're not on track to graduate within 4 years. And so we need to know when she started college. And so this student started in the fall of 2017. If she's in a specialized program, there are different requirements for that. And so we need to know that information so that we can help guide her. And then most importantly for the Excelsior Scholarship, they need you to be on track in your major. And so she is a nursing major, which requires you to have a 3.0. So we enter that as a requirement for her. And then we look at how many credits she has accumulated. Right now, she is enrolled in 12 credits this semester. She has 45 credits so far, and she earned 15 credits last semester. Lastly, we enter her GPA. And then there are some questions that she needs to make sure she answers. And so is she a resident of New York State? Yes, she is. She lives in New York. Is she a citizen? And why is this important? We highlight for students why this information is critical. And so in this case, it's only for US citizens. And so we check that off. Fortunately, her family income meets the requirement. She hasn't defaulted on any loans. And so as she goes through and clicks all of this, she's able to then calculate her eligibility. Give me a minute. And what you see is that she qualifies for most of the requirements, but there are 2 that are standouts. So let's see what those are. And so for us, the goal is to make sure that we're giving students early alerts of things they need to pay attention to before it becomes a problem. So in her case, one of the critical issues is that she needs to have a 3.0 and she's at a 2.8. And then lastly, she needs to accumulate 30 credits each semester. She's a little bit behind. She needs 3 more credits. So now let's help her fix it. And so she goes to our tool that helps students to actually understand this. And let me just walk through this for a second. There we go. All right. So now what we're able to see is we've already pre-populated her information. So we have her name, we have her school, we have her courses that she's taking. Having some technical difficulties here. Got it. So we have her GPA, we have all of this preloaded. And right now we want to help Jennifer actually figure out exactly what grades she needs in order to get her scholarship. And so as she goes through this calculator, what we see in a minute is that, as we know, she hasn't met those requirements. But in order for her to get a 3.0, she needs around a 3.75. She needs a combination of A's and A minuses. And so to support the student, We enable her to then use our GPA calculator to figure out exactly what grades she needs in each of the courses that she's taking. Right now, she's taking 12 courses. And so we want to help her actually do that. And so as she goes through, we can now enter individual courses for her class. So we know she's taking one class, and she's taking 3 credits. We say we need an A-, so she goes through that. Give me a minute. Not a repeat. There we go. And so we see some of the courses that she's entered. I'm going to just delete a few of these so we can see the calculation. And what you see here is that now she's meeting the requirements, right? And you can actually go back to these goals and you can see if she ends up not doing well in one of the classes and ends up with a B-, all of a sudden now her GPA is below the amount. And so the key for us is that we want students to know at any given point exactly what grades they need in the courses that they're taking in order to make sure that they're meeting those requirements. And as a result, she'll find out that she's exactly where she needs to be. And so our focus, again, is to make sure the students can get through college. We sell our products to colleges, and we have some pilots that are coming up right now. But there are 2 asks that we have of this group. First is that we are looking for more small liberal arts colleges where if students lose a scholarship, it can really hurt them and they leave college. And so that is one of the things. If anyone knows of colleges that would be interested in this product, we would love to talk to you. And then secondly, we are raising money. And so if anyone is interested in supporting our work, would love to talk to you. Thank you.
Hey, how you doing? I work at City College. Do you have a relationship with them? And B, if you don't, or if you're working with any of the CUNYs or the SUNYs, just because you called out, do you work specifically within a department? So would you work with the Dean of Engineering to make sure that they can keep all the engineering students up? Or do you just work straight? Does that program only just work straight with the student?
So that's a great question. So we have been talking to CUNYs, and we are on track to get pilots at BMCC and Medgar Evers College. That's where we're starting. But it's a problem that I see at all of the schools. And we typically come in through the financial aid office, but we work with all students. And so specifically in departments where there are certain challenges for students in meeting those GPA requirements, we want to be able to work with them internally as well. Thank you. And I'd love to talk to you after this. It's great.
Great. Next question.
Hi. I cover the education industry. I'm just curious, as an analyst, does your technology help a student access like other scholarship money?
For now, we're focusing on scholarships and grants and loans that they're currently entitled to, but that is something that's definitely on our roadmap, is to help them extend the financial aid that they have. But what we found is that at community colleges, about 40% of the students will not meet the eligibility requirements for aid. And so is this really big problem that's not being addressed? And so we're starting there, and we'll look to expand with other sources as well.
Great. I have a question. Is it just New York based, or are you beyond the entire country?
Sure. So right now we're starting in New York, but we are definitely looking to expand. And so anyone who's in any other states who's interested in getting us on board, we are open.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Any last questions? Great. Round of applause for Margo and Yenko.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.